Demented forever. Jamie, Brian, Batman. Horror fans unite. One of us. One of us.
Hells yeah!
That
Move
never
to
gets
the-
old.
It does not. Hey,
Never gets
world.
old.
Welcome back to Demented Forever. We are your friends in horror. We've got Brian, the director, Jamie Kuhn, music, Mike, the bag man. Wow, we are very, very happy to have you here. We talk horror. We talk stuff that's supposed to be related to horror, but may or may not be. But hey, you're lucky you're here.
I mean, technically, we talk horror. You slur horror.
Okay, that is valid. So, hey, if you like to hear stuff slurred, like and subscribe, follow all that stuff. We're on the social medias. Let's see, on Instagram, we're on Instagram and the Tickety Talk, the iTunes, YouTube.
Wherever you listen to podcasts, you can find
yeah,
it.
we're
that's
right
the
here.
Way to break it down. I know guys in your age bracket of like 73.
Yeah.
I have to really just kind of go down the list where we're on the Google Play, we're
Yes,
on that
yes.
SoundCloud,
Yes,
we're
of course. And
LimeWire and BearShare,
if you're watching on the internet, we are now in color. So
yes,
Wow.
these are exciting times. Exciting.
Eventually,
times.
we'll be in HD.
Wow.
Mike's
yes.
porn glasses, his Jeffrey Dahmer effects that he got from that estate sale once. Well, would no longer
these are
fucking
actually
be here.
just regular readers because they're
Okay,
stronger now.
readers. Tell me how I know you're fucking old. Readers, really? Readers?
That's what they're called. Yeah, you're gonna need them too, you fat bitch.
Yeah, but not when I'm fucking 70. Like the fuck?
Yes, you will.
I retracted. Not in my 30s. You need it because you're in your fucking 70s. You old hag.
You shut up. In my day, we would have done something about whatever the hell you're talking about, and I can't wait.
No
for
lover
slurring.
spats
Speaking of,
on the air, guys.
Jim Beam, honey.
Nature's
Clearance.
Candy, don't you know?
Clarence,
Though
honey.
I am pretty sure
Whiskey.
back in your day they didn't really know what to do with people of your kind, so they would just beat the shit out of you and kill you.
No, we get deported. then.
Oh, that's not that sad.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're both right.
Oh well, I mean, it's a little too late.
It
for
is
that,
sad,
but,
sad and true.
yeah.
But that's horror. That's horror.
Mike keeps freezing.
I was gonna say someone's Wi-Fi is like the shits, and it's clearly Mike's. Way to go, Mike! Oh, look at that screenshot. Look at that. I love how everyone on YouTube is just gonna see this shit-eating grin of this asshole right here. Oh,
This is brilliant. Oh,
only a face a step parent could love. But
or at any post office wanted.
Jamie, what did you do Tuesday night?
What?
Mike,
do you
did
know
you hear?
that
Did you
like,
even hear anything?
I think he's just talking. He's frozen again. I wonder if he even knows it.
He doesn't. Oh, there we go. There we go. Holy shit.
You guys were frozen, Brian. You looked just with your lips up against the mic. You looked like you were about to perform, and it was hot. And Jamie, how was your Tuesday night? What'd you do?
It was cool. I had a show. It was a lot of fun. It's been a bit since I've been playing out, so it was nice to get out and, sing. Eric, my producer, co-writer, friend, and Keith Cooper, who's also a good friend. He played drums and Eric played guitar. We just played some songs, had some fun. And yeah, I got to play at the Barclay, Mike's favorite bar. It's actually a really pretty bar. It's a very cool little place. And Shannon, our friend who's a bartender there, is a great guy. So if you are in the South Pasadena area, go check it out. They do live music all the time. They have food up until like 9 o'clock, but it's a really cool place. Good vibes. And you might see Mike the Bag Man there too.
Buddy.
Hitting on random chicks.
Indeed. Right.
But
I don't think the chicks part, but he'll definitely be their shit face at the end of the bar alone.
Well,
yeah, like in there.
Well, you know what they say, Mike. Come for the vibes, stay for the spins. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Good old
Ugh.
Mike. So how's everybody else's week been? Everybody doing good? Oh, Mike just
Oh,
disappeared.
yeah. Mike left. Awesome. Yep, that Wi-Fi strikes again. This is going swimmingly. We should announce the guest and then just have a conversation. That way Mike misses everything. I think that would be great. Do
Actually,
you
that'd
want
be
to do
kinda
that?
fun.
I think we should do that.
All
Yeah.
right, let's bring our
Yeah,
special
yeah.
guest today. I feel
You know,
bad because where's
I don't
Mike
feel
at?
bad because I'm feeling groovy. Don't stop the movie. It's not Staying Alive. It's not just a disco. It's a fucking disco bloodbath.
Mhm.
Woo!
Yay!
Hey guys,
Yes, the talented, wonderful artist, man. I
thank you.
love your work, and
Thank you.
I do have something, to thank Mike for because he introduced me to your stuff. So
Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot.
Yeah, we
yeah,
don't thank Mike for a lot, but that is a good one. That's a good one to be had. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Unfortunately I can't join you guys on the Mike roast because we're roommates for almost a year, and I never thought I would ever be able to live with anybody. I haven't been able to live with anybody. I'm just impossible. And Mike is like a brother to me. It's like it was so effortless. So anyway, you guys continue your roast though. I'll enjoy it from afar.
oh, we love Mike too, but
Oh, I know, but
Barely.
he's so much. I pick on him in other ways. So
Oh, gotcha.
he'll
Oh,
tell you
wait.
about it.
This is a family show, Mark.
Do you taunt him with your awesome pieces and be like, "Look, Mike, you can't have it."
Actually,
would be-
no. When I moved, I left a lot of pieces
Yes, he did.
behind because I didn't want to schlep everything, behind back and forth. So I just decided. So he's got a lot, and I was surprised because I didn't realize until I went and
Mine.
visited
Mine.
recently. What's that?
They're mine. Mine. Now.
Oh.
He's claiming.
No, I was gonna say. So he put them up all over his apartment. So he's got a few really cool pieces.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I've seen a few pictures of them. Actually, before we start going into
Oh, no,
it,
I can't hear you guys. So hold on. Let me try this. Let's try this last time.
we're gonna have
Okay.
some audio technicalities. This
Okay, now I'm
episode.
back.
There we
Yeah.
are.
Yay.
So, you didn't get a proper introduction because I believe Mike had something worked up.
Mhm.
So tell us
He
a
got
little
the
bit.
best introduction. Way better than Slurry McSlurrington down there would have fucking gave. So
That's actually pretty true. Tell us a little bit about
Hey,
your
world! One of my favorite people in the world. One hell of a talented artist. You'll see him at many horror cons, especially Texas and California. Good buddy of mine, Mark Chavez, Disco Bloodbath Art. You should check out his work. He's got a website. He'll talk about that, and we'll show you some. We'll show you some of his work throughout this podcast if you're watching, and it's pretty fucking awesome. He does these shadow boxes, 3D shadow boxes of all sorts of horror titles. He can do custom work as well. One hell of an amazing dude. I love this dude. Disco Bloodbath Art. Mark, thank you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, now that's an introduction. I have to admit that's pretty awesome. So thank you. They were both great. Don't get me wrong, but
Mine was better.
yeah.
Jamie, you know what I realized? This individual is very kind. This is going to be very different than normal.
Good. I'm not going to be the only one going, "Aw."
yeah, pretty much. So you were at the last Texas Frightmaker, right?
I was, yeah.
Where was your booth? Because I was looking for this thing when I was there.
Well, you probably were a lot of people couldn't find me because last year I was facing the doors where the celebrities are, and I had a lot of traffic and a lot of my regular customers come through, but I hopped on Texas Frightmare at the last minute, so they had to scramble to put me somewhere, so that's why you couldn't find me. But I wasn't that far away from where I was, but even moving just a few aisles over, it gets so crowded.
Yeah,
And there's so much to see. It's like it's not like Sun and Monster Palooza. It's a whole convention, and it's really overwhelming, but I love it.
it's definitely overwhelming. Definitely.
Yeah, there's a lot to see.
Yeah.
Well, we were just talking. He's going to be at Midsummer Scream this year. coming up. That's in August. Like, what is it? The second weekend of August, I think.
Yeah, in Long
Yeah.
Beach, California.
Mm-hmm.
So super excited to see your stuff. I mean, we were at Monster Palooza
Mm-hmm.
and kept going by your table.
Mhm.
Some awesome pieces. I actually
you.
have one of your Halloween 3 pieces. I got it signed
Mm.
by Tommy Lee Wallace.
Oh wow.
I think I got that at, was it the Halloween convention, Mike? Is that when I got that, or was it at last
I
year's
bel-
Monster Palooza or Month
I
Mad?
don't.
Yeah, I
Mark
didn't do
was
the
that?
Halloween convention this year, so it was definitely Monster Palooza then.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's like maybe I got it signed at the Halloween convention. I don't remember, but it's
Mhm.
awesome. It's hanging on my wall. I'm super proud of it. I've seen your pieces that Savage Scott has, some pieces that Mike has. It looks great, and it looks even better signed.
Thank
They
you.
do.
Appreciate that. Yeah, it's everybody has their taste. I used to be really big on getting every piece that I had signed. I kind of burned out of that a little, and I'm letting a lot of those pieces go. But I love that people do that. I mean, that's kind of the reason why I started, because I wanted something one of a kind and unique. I mean, you can go to a convention and find a poster or whatever, but to find something unique, handmade, one of a kind, I thought, that would be really cool to have signed. So that's kind of the angle that I came at. So I'm glad that people like it, but equally as many people don't like them signed. They just like them for the art. So
It's win-win.
Yeah,
exactly.
you can't go wrong. How did you really get into doing this, and how long have you been making this art?
Well, when I was in middle school, I was horrible at math. So during math class, I would just doodle, and what I would do is I would make like sketches of horror movie posters as they were coming out, and I would hand them out to my friends, and it got a lot of attention then, but I didn't really think much about it. But that's where I really first started, like, and then fast forward to I moved to LA, became I first I thought my creative outlet was going to be in acting, and I really did not like it. I didn't I was good at it. I was good enough to where I booked a national commercial, and then I booked a horror movie. I was actually in a horror movie as one of the leads. Yeah, it was a movie called Evil Night. It was shot in Missouri City over the summer of 1989, I believe.
Uh-oh, I think we've lost him.
Yeah, I think Mark's audio cut out.
About that, let's see. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Taking it back. Evil
Yeah,
Night.
Summer of '89.
So I did a horror movie that I was one of the my character name was Mark Myers. It was a really it's about as B horrible, like I mean, you have to see even the trailer you can see on YouTube. It really is as indie filmmaking as you can possibly get, but it was fun. It was a job. We had a great time. We shot over the summer of '89, and made a lot of really great friends, and had a lot of great. But I moved to LA, and I thought I wanted to be an actor. I thought, well, maybe that was it, and I didn't really enjoy it as much as I thought I was going to. So I just kind of forgot about it. And then as the years went on, I became actually a termite inspector, because when I moved to LA, I worked for a friend of mine who was in dermatology and whatever. So I worked in Beverly Hills for the first like 9 years. That was throughout the whole 90s. Then from then on, I went to go work for a pest control company. I know it's crazy. It's like I go from working in Beverly Hills in skincare to blue collar job, but I loved it, and I started off as receptionist, blah blah blah, and eventually I got promoted to having my own route, meaning that I was a termite inspector on my own, and I'd see clients, and my territory was Beverly Hills, Bel Air, uh, all those areas up in the hills.
Nice.
And yeah, and so I first started to get a bug. Believe it or not, Jack Nicholson was one of my clients.
Never heard of him. Who's
And yeah, Jack Nicholson, the actor, believe it or not, he was one of my clients, and I took care of his like pool slash guest house, which is really more of like a small 1 bedroom house that he had next to his main house. But anyway, that was also his art studio, and that was where his assistant would work. And so I'd go in there all the time, and I was just absolutely blown away by how amazing of an artist Jack Nicholson is. I mean, I never, a lot of people, of course, everybody knows him for being a great actor, but when I saw his art, I mean, I even told his assistant many times, tell him that I think he's a great artist and blah, blah, blah. And I really started to really become inspired by that. And he didn't do like shadow boxes or anything. Just it just spoke to me. Everything that he did spoke to me, and so that kind of got the wheels moving. And then I don't know if you guys remember, McFarlane came out with those 3D shadow boxes back in the '90s, and they did Jaws, they did Friday the 13th. There's a few of them, and they stopped, and I thought, well, somebody should continue this. It's such a great idea. And that's another thing that kind of got the wheels turning. It's like I want to do these for like the movies that people don't talk about as much. Like I love doing the cult stuff. So that's what kind of that's in a quick version of how everything just kind of led into that. And then the first art piece I did was Joe Alves was another one of my clients, and I didn't know who he was. It's not I could tell you guys some stories about some of my clients. I didn't know who the hell they were.
This is quite the podcast for
Yeah,
that.
and
This is the place.
I put my foot in my mouth so many damn times I can't even tell you. I mean, I'm the king of. But anyway,
Oh, that fucking art director hack for Jaws.
Yeah,
Well, let me tell you,
oh.
Joe, what a piece of crap.
no,
that
well,
guy
no,
must
no, no.
be.
I mean, I just didn't know who he was. I mean, but see, when you first go onto his property, there are beautiful sculptures that he's made out of wood of mermaids everywhere, all over his property in his backyard. These beautiful mermaids that he carves out of wood and he paints, and he's got them everywhere. Like I'm not even kidding you. They're in the pool area. They're in the front of the house. They're inside, and anyway, we became good friends after I guess I put my foot in my mouth after being there a few times, and I commented on how great of an artist he was, and this is where I put my foot in my mouth. So I went outside, and in the backyard he had put up, I guess it's one of the sharks that he had worked on, or a moth, but he had it in front of his pool, and I said, "Oh wow!" It's like, did you make that too? And he said, "Yeah." He goes, "I made that too." I said, "Oh, that's great." I was like, it's a great movie. I remember I grew up watching all those movies. I was like, they were all great, and I have the memory that I remember the most is part 2 and part 3. And part 3 maybe wasn't the best movie, but I have I mean I just didn't get the whole cheesy 3D thing, and it went. And then, of course, and after that ramble, I was like, "Oh, so are you an artist? Do you do this full time?" He was like, "Oh," he was like, "I'm a designer. I'm a set designer, whatever." And I directed Jaws 3.
Nice.
I thought, okay, all right. So, yeah. So I was like, oh, one of those moments where I was like, God, I wish I were dead. But I mean, he was nice enough about it, and I thought, well, I'm gonna have to try to make it up to him somehow, So I thought maybe I'll start by making a art piece for Jaws 3D, because uh, I thought, well, and I was just so nervous about it because I wanted it to be perfect. Um, and so I worked on it for literally about 3 months. It really took me 3 months to make this art piece, and I totally overthought the whole thing because, like I said, but I got it done, and it was one of the first art pieces I made. And so, Joe is very much a straight shooter. You never have to worry about, what's on his mind. He'll tell you, if he likes something, whatever. So, which I like. I mean, a lot of my friends I like from the East Coast because of that. So we got along really well. And so I was really nervous about how he was going to react to it because he was an artist and I was really, blown away by his artistry. I mean, aside from the jaw stuff. And so I gave him the art piece. I actually came one day and I wasn't going to announce it. So I thought, well, when I'm done with my work, I'll knock on the door and he'll come out and whatever. So I finished, my rounds, because I would have to go around the whole house and scale it. It was a whole deal. By the way, can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And so anyway, by the time I had come around the house, I didn't even get a chance to knock on the door because he had his garage open, and so his wife was in there too. And so he's like, "Do you want me to sign the slip?" Because had this customer, if they were home, would like to get the customer to sign the slip for us that we were there and did our job. So he signed the slip, and my heart was pounding out of my chest. I said, "Oh, by the way, Mr. Alves," I didn't call him Joe at the time. "Mr. Alves, I did an art piece for you. I would like to, but don't obligate if you don't want it or whatever." So I, went to my truck. I brought it to him, and I swear to you, I have never seen Joe react this way before, which is why it was even more special for me. And what it really ignited is that when I presented it to him, I said, well, because I made two. I made one for myself, and then I made one for him, and I was going to ask him to sign mine for me. So when I presented it to him, I hadn't told him it was a gift yet. And so, but I guess with my body language, or I don't know what it was, but he could tell that I was nervous. But when I gave it to him, he went, uh, wow. And his wife came out, and he was like, "What?" And he was literally like a loss for words. And then I said, "Well, Joe," I was like, "Would you mind?" And he was like, "What?" He goes, "Did you bring this for me?" And at that moment, I wasn't thinking because of his reaction, kind of threw me off guard. I said, "Can you sign it for me?" It's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah." So, and he got nervous, and he was really, and he kept looking at it. He was like, "Wow, wow," and his wife was behind him also. Wow, wow, this is amazing. And so then I said, "Well, hold on, I have one for you." And he was just, "Mark, can I do anything you want? Can I sign anything for you? Whatever, whatever." So I subsequently made a few more art because I didn't know much about him outside of Jaws 3D.
Was it part one that you had him sign, or his part three?
Part 3D, yeah, part 3. Yeah, that's what he signed for me. But I eventually made part 2 and Escape from New York, and I did another one, which was the one that Rock Hudson was in.
Nice.
I forgot the name of it, but it was kind of a horror movie that Rock Hudson was in the I believe late 70s, early 80s, and he had this big metal table. It almost looked like a surgical table in his garage, and I was commenting about how beautiful of a desk this was. He said, "Oh yeah, Rock Hudson laid on this, during that famous scene and whatever, whatever," and just the amount of just information, generosity that Joe was with me, we immediately connected. And we so that made me think, well, maybe I should start making more of these for myself, and having the artists sign them, or directors, or whoever. And so I did. I started making them for myself, and then Sue and Dell caught a hold of me, because I would primarily have them signed at their place, because they
Dark
had
Delicacies in
Dark
Portland.
Delicacies, amazing, yeah. So anyway, so I don't want to jump ahead too much, but to answer your question, that was kind of like how it all led into that, direction.
That's very cool. I mean, I can't imagine if a celebrity asked Mike, "Is there anything I can do for you? Anything I could sign?" Because Mike would open up his back of his
Oh yeah.
truck and
Oh,
bring
yeah.
out buckets of things.
I-
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I didn't initially take him up on it because I was in my work vehicle, and so I was
Yeah,
there for
no, I
work. But
completely get it.
once I became close to him, and he gave me his phone number, and we would make dates where I would come out, and we would talk, and he'd show me all the original. So eventually, I mean, I have a whole which I guess we can get to later, but Joe signed a whole lot of shadow boxes for me that
Oh,
I've
nice.
been holding on to, and I thought, what a perfect time to release them than for the 50th anniversary of the movie. So that's something else that I want to talk about, is that at starting at Midsummer Scream, I'm going to have these one of a kind Jaws 3D pieces.
Ooh.
In very limited amounts, signed by Joe, because he was very generous enough to sign some for me. But anyway, so yeah, not to jump around too much, but
Gotta
It's
save
okay.
my pennies. We've got to save our pennies, Mike.
Yeah,
Gotta
that's what Brian's sad because
Gotta get those.
he'd like to inspect his wood for termites, but that's missed out. But at least we get to see your art pieces. Wow, and there's a Jaws 2 piece that actually is
That
in
is
my
awesome.
bathroom, signed by Joe Alves, and
Oh, really? That's what? Okay, I'm sorry, I can't see without my glasses, but okay, all right.
it's pretty damn cool. There's also I also have an Escape from New York piece hanging up, signed by
Oh,
Joe
okay.
Alves, which is
Nice.
beautiful. I freaking love them. I have not met the man, unfortunately, yet. So I hope I have a chance. But I can't wait to see your Jaws 3D pieces next month, and it's coming up quickly, folks. Midsummer Scream. It's in Long Beach, California. It's a great convention. They have a great after party, probably one of the better ones of all the cons that I've been to in my time. So
And
check 'em out.
You've gone
and the
to a lot.
variety, yeah, the variety of things to do there is amazing, because it's not just horror movies; it's the whole Halloween haunt experience. So it's kind of like
Indeed.
horror and horror movies kind of meshed into one, which is really great.
Correctamundo. Yes.
Mhm.
So was Jaws 3D? Was that the first shadow box you ever made?
Yeah, the
Nice.
first one that. Well, I mean, as far as like a movie, I initially started making, and I didn't have enough time to go back because it's way back, that I would start. The way I really started was just making pieces out of action figures, but without any reference to the movie. Meaning, I would just make scenes around them, almost like dioramas. But I would take postcard recyclables. I would use nothing but recyclables, and so it was a little bit different. But yeah, I would say 2016-ish is when I started, debuting them at conventions. And so I started maybe about 3 years before that, doing like the movie ones where I was getting them signed. So
I remember seeing your work at Dell's or Dark Delicacies, and
Yeah,
I would
same
see you at
here.
conventions, and I would always tell you how I felt about your work, and you were appreciative. And
yes.
I never thought we'd be roommates, and I couldn't afford it back then, but or now, but never thought I'd
Or
see it
ever.
hung up around my. It was just great to see that stuff hung up here, and I miss it. I miss you.
Thank you. I miss you too, my friend.
Aw.
We'll skip past who broke into whose room and cuddled.
Well,
every night.
hey, you know what? Before you showed up, I was telling these guys that I never have had a roommate my whole adult life. The whole time I was in LA, never had a roommate. I like living alone. So I was a little bit concerned when I had moved in with Mike about how I was going to go, but it really was like effortless. It's like he's like instantly like family, like he's like a brother to me. So it was really surprising to me because I wasn't expecting that. So
Yeah, me
uh,
neither.
I'm an ultimate big spoon.
yeah.
So what can
So
I say?
um,
Yeah, it was.
but
I
yeah, I
remember.
can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember when
Okay. Sorry,
we you sat down in my living room and we talked, and yeah, it's I had many more. I think I had a lot of more Star Wars stuff hanging from the ceiling, but it's all Star Wars and horror in my place.
Mhm.
And Mark was cool enough; just he appreciated it all. I gave him some wall space. I mean, he could have had more, but he just this is all cool. I love it.
Mm.
Um,
I miss
to
seeing all his new
backtrack
work.
into that Halloween 3-piece, Mike, is this the one you're talking about, or Jamie?
That is
Oh, that's a
that
good one.
belongs to Savage Scott, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that was
Scott.
that's
That
the one that
is
Scott bought from me.
amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah,
I've never
beautiful.
seen that one. I saw your Halloween one that you did for him.
Hmm.
That large
I
size. You got Jamie Lee to sign it.
But I stopped making the lighted shadow boxes for a while. They were really hard to a keep them in stock, but more than that, I don't have a whole lot of room to work, so they're not a lot of really affordable pre-lit shadow boxes. So I stopped doing them for a while, and then I came across some more shadow boxes, so I started doing them again.
I love
But
him.
thank you, I appreciate that. But that's why now
Yes,
if
I
you can
had
see
him.
how much my work has kind of evolved over the years, because now I like to use more light reflective properties. I like to use more acrylics. I like to if there's a character with eyes, I like to put in like eyes or reflect something that really reflects. So you don't need so much the light. It enhances the art enough to where it pops enough under the right lighting that it still makes a pretty nice statement.
Indeed, they do, and they're all unique in one way. He's done some of the same titles, but there's something different about each one, and he
Hmm.
doesn't mass produce them. So everybody who owns one has a unique piece. Um,
It's very
that's
important
awesome.
to emphasize that, because that's one of the things that I kind of pride myself on, is that I really like doing each one a little differently. It really does. It depresses me when I have to do the same thing over and over and over. Like there's no creativity. It becomes monotonous, and it really starts to depress me. So I always have to find a way to breathe new life into whatever title or piece I'm doing.
Gotcha. By the way, do you have a favorite franchise, favorite killer? What got you into horror? If you didn't mention that before, when I was
Well, I
out
was
in
yeah,
your childhood.
I was when I was very young, I was raised in a well, I'm not going to sugarcoat. I was raised in a Pentecostal cult. And it was very restrictive. It was very just everything that you could think of that go along with that kind of cult. And so one of those things was that we weren't allowed to watch any movies.
Ooh,
Everything was the devil. This you're gonna go to hell. All this other dumb shit. So anyway,
Texas, huh?
I it was and and we would go to this church, and it was nothing but they would literally have exorcisms in our church. I was scared out of my fucking mind growing up as a kid. I was so fucking traumatized. I was like, I mean, literally like exorcisms in front of everyone, and we weren't allowed. They would lock the doors because if you open the doors, the spirit would get out. Just all kinds of crazy cult shit. So I wanted nothing to do with it. So I started developing kind of a little plan where I would, because unfortunately my father was he was the holy moly one of the family. He was the usher of the church, so he knew everybody that was coming and going. So I found a way to kind of get around him, and so I would sneak and literally go down the street and play, at the arcade,
Nice.
and then come back before it was over and blend in. I did that for a while, and then I got bored with it, and I'm like, I want to go see. So, and anyway, Sunday school came around, so I found a way to sneak out of that, and I would go to the local cinema was called Venus. It was a Venus Theater. It was a movie theater, and I walked by it many times because I used to love to walk to the library. I was a big, book nerd, and so I used to walk by that movie. And I remember one of the first movie posters I ever saw that really well, I can remember three vividly in that theater was Dracula with uh, Frank Langella.
Just saw that poster yesterday.
Yeah, that one that scared the hell out of me. And then
Yeah.
what was Alien, the original Alien, that scared that one.
Whatever
And
that
yeah,
was.
and then there was the car. And
Just saw
with
that
the
poster yesterday. I was at a poster
yeah, okay, yeah. So but I finally worked up the nerve to go and see to ditch church because everything was about you're going to hell. If the rapture comes and you're in a movie theater, you're going to go straight to hell. They're trying to brainwash all of us, and so that on top of the exorcisms, I wasn't going for all that whole scare tactic. So I would find a way to get out of it, and I thought, well, if they're asking us all not to do it, it must be something to it. So
Must be awesome. I'm
and
in.
and there was no. We're talking about what 1978. I was 8 years old, so but 1978. So there were no checks. There weren't. If a movie was rated R and you walked in and you were 8 years old, they didn't give a crap. They just as long as you were paying,
I
they
do miss
wouldn't
the
check.
70s.
Yeah, there was, and so and just walking past that theater was just an experience, and I finally got the nerve to see the car, and I was absolutely hooked. I was a junkie. I became the biggest horror movie, and then somebody ratted me out, and I got into a lot of trouble, and I literally went into like a deprogramming kind of a thing through this Pentecostal church. It was awful. I had By that point, I had amassed a pretty nice collection of original movie posters because I had been to the theater so much. I was 8 years old, and I was talking to the manager of the movie theater. But he would give me a lot of the movie posters when he was done with them.
What? That's
Yeah,
awesome.
he would give them to me, and so I
Jeez.
would tack them up on my room. And so anyway, when the shit went down and somebody ratted me out, I wasn't allowed. So when I had to go to church and I had to be there for a few days and do all this crazy dumb stuff, and while I was gone, my father ripped apart every single original
dude,
poster I
harsh.
had up on my
No.
walls.
I'm sorry.
No.
I had holy grails. Okay.
Man.
I could probably have retired by the amount because seriously, they would give me not just one, they would give me rolls of them, So, but so that was so then for a while I became very not scared, but just I didn't want to deal with a movie theater at all. I didn't want to deal with the whole religious stuff anymore. I didn't want to be on edge anymore. So I kind of stopped going for a while, and that's when I ran into Fangoria magazine. And but anyway, the first movie I saw was The Car, and that one left an impression on me.
I love that
And
movie.
that because of my upbringing with the whole, Pentecostal craziness and the exorcisms, the real ones, I was very intrigued by, movies like The Car, The Evil Dead, The Exorcist. Those really affected me a lot differently than any of the other movies did because I felt an instant connection with them based on my own life experiences,
Yeah.
And I've had so much of my life has paralleled so many of the movies, and we get into that later, that I used to love, but my favorite genre has to be, the possessions, ghost stories, monsters.
Woohoo!
I'm
Subgenre.
not
That's,
really
yeah,
so
that's
much into the
Jamie's.
slashers.
That's
I
my
was
genre.
when I was a teenager in the 80s, but not so much. No, I really love a good ghost story, a possession story, a mystery, something like that. I'm not into the whole gore thing. So to answer your question, but I that's the subgenre that I love in horror.
It's a great one. Funny thing about the car is that was made by Universal Studios.
Okay, now I can't hear anybody.
Uh-oh. Uh,
Hold on.
okay, we're holding on. And thanks for bearing with us, folks. A bunch of technical difficulties that we scheduled just to see how loyal and dedicated to this podcast you are. So thank you
Can
for
you hear
bearing
me?
with us. You're passing the test.
Yes.
Mark, we can hear you.
Okay,
Now,
what was the
funny
last thing you
ab-
heard?
well, you were done. We heard you were finished. We heard, and I was talking, and everybody was
Oh.
enthralled with the riveting comments I was making. The funny thing about the car was it was made by Universal Studios a year or two after Jaws, so it was
Hmm.
Jaws on wheels. They wanted to repeat that, and technically they did with Jaws 2 in '78. But I love the car. I actually saw that with Vinyl Steve last year at some gallery. They played it on Bright Wall, great sound, and I watched it a couple of times when I was in high school. That was one of those late night movies on Saturday night, and it stars James Brolin and just a killer, cool looking car, and I fucking love it.
I saw it 6 times. Believe it or not, I went back 6 times and watched it. I drug my sister. I mean, everybody. I mean, I was like a freak when it came to, as soon as well, you're talking about the movie and the movie poster. If I remember correctly, it said, "Is it a phantom? Is it or is it the devil himself?" And I thought, wow, I kind of connected with the supernatural aspect of that movie. So
I love it. Yeah, there's
I
a
wanted to watch that
poster of
movie. I don't think I've
You
ever
should.
seen it.
I own it, so I'm happy to.
I
lend
love
to
it.
you.
It's a great movie. I highly recommend it. It's but you know what? It was the 70s, and so I saw a lot of the theatrical runs of the first. Like I saw The Evil Dead during its theatrical run, and that was
That's awesome.
that
That's so cool.
that is one of my all-time favorite movies, and I have one of the best memories that will never leave my mind. It was when I saw that movie in the theater.
Do share.
It was Halloween night, and it was at Venus Theater, and it was a late showing. I forgot but it started pretty late. And I mean, the whole neighborhood came out. I lived in a subdivision of Houston, Texas, called Denver Harbor, and so the whole neighborhood came out for this. And back then, uh, video games, consoles, they were really popular. And so half of the time when you'd see teenagers in the movie theaters, they'd be in the game room. They weren't really watching the movie. And so I remember vividly that the game room was packed and the theater was packed as well.
I missed
And
that.
yeah, and you could just smell the popcorn. It was Halloween night, and some people were in costume, but I loved to sit in the front row, and so that was my thing. I had to be in the front row, and so in the front row, and I had no idea what to expect, but it blew me away. Everything about that movie, but the memory that I have about it is that there was a scene when Cheryl first gets possessed, and her head starts going like this, and then her head starts going like that or whatever. And the neighborhood that I lived in, Denver Harbor, was a mix of like whitewash, like white couple families, and then like Latin Mexican immigrants. And some of those Mexican immigrants were like, big. We didn't have a lot of gangs in Denver Harbor, but they look like gang members. They look like they were tough,
Like
so
you.
like
I
me,
was
exactly.
very
exactly.
intimidated
Yeah,
when you were
very
here. I
intimidated.
was always
So
scared.
so there was a lot of of those. I mean, I call them cholos. I mean, not that there were
Yes.
but
Yeah.
those types were there in the theater, um, and so I remember during that scene with Cheryl and whatever, this one guy, big, like maybe about 6'2", with muscles and tattoos, and you look like he could kill somebody. He gets up during that scene. He was like, "Oh man," he goes, "No, I can't do this, man. No, I got you. I got to go to church, man. I no, fuck this, man. No, this ain't right." And I was just like, my God, and it was just the audience reaction, that just was intoxicating to me, and that is one of those memories that I'll have for the rest of my life, and I'm so grateful I got to experience that, and but I mean, when I say I started to go to the movies when I was, I mean, I went all out. I'm talking about, and not just horror movies. I saw 10. I was 8 years old and I saw 10 with Bo Derek during its
My
theatrical
mom
run.
took me to see that when it came
Oh
out.
my God, yes, I saw that. I saw all these, like, you wouldn't think that 8 years old, but so I mean, I was immersed in cinema. I loved everything about it. I was a big soundtrack guy. I ordered all of the soundtracks, from Fangoria magazine. I mean, thank God that was like such an outlet for me growing up. So yeah.
I love the Cholo running out of the theater like that.
Oh
Actually,
my God, I'll never forget that. It was such. It was
I've
so
had
funny.
so many dates say the same thing.
But it's the crazy thing is that it wasn't just him. It was a few of them that during certain parts of that movie that you could see they were visibly upset, and they would just be like, "Oh."
Yeah.
And it's funny that the guy said, I got to go to church, because a lot of those reactions, I think, were due to the fact that that neighborhood was almost like completely overrun by this Pentecostal church cult that was going around. So those were
how long was church where you could get away with sneaking out and watching a couple of movies?
Well, okay, the sneaking out of church part was the arcade. So I go for like an hour and then I come back, and so that's how I get away. But the movie part was Sunday school, and then once I got caught and I went through the whole drama, whatever. I have never been the kind of person that has any fear of authority. Like, I talk back to every one of my bosses I've ever had, and I've never been fired. I've never been written up. And because seriously, I mean, I prefer people that are honest, and I'm honest in return. So I don't have any fear of authority. So what I was getting at with this is that, hold on a second, you guys.
No,
I've been talking so much. It's like I have dry mouth.
that's weird, because there's no way you've been talking so much. Brian would have played you off by now, because
No, see, Mike, he's actually interesting. You're not.
Brian makes a very good point.
He's
that no one
making
ever.
sense.
This person has caught my attention for
No,
47 minutes.
that's I don't accept that. Just because what he says is riveting and enthralling doesn't mean he can just talk and talk and talk and entertain us with whatever he's saying and make us want to listen and hear more. That
Cue the music, Brian.
thank you. I was waiting for that. Doesn't mean he can just keep saying stuff. Okay, there it is. Mark, please keep talking. I'm enjoying your conversation very much.
Thank you, I appreciate that. No, but
Thank you, Brian.
that was Sunday school, and so that would do the movie, because that
sounds scary as hell. By the way, your Sunday school and the whole Pentecostal church cult
well,
thing.
yeah, but when I was caught, I really got into a lot of trouble. I mean, but here's the thing, though, is that I would keep getting caught, and the punishments they thought they were getting more severe, but I was just getting more creative getting around them. So after a point, they I think my dad realized, and my mom I have to credit a lot for, because I'm a lot like my mom. Like, I could give two shits. Like, I just
I like your mom.
you tell me that I can't do something, and I'm like, well, fuck you, why? It's like, if I'm not hurting anybody, then why? What does it matter to you? So that's the kind of attitude I had even as I was a kid. So after a while, they knew that no matter what they threw at me, I was still going to go back to the movie theater. I was still going to do whatever, because it was that part of my life, that whole Pentecostal church stuff was so traumatic to me and my sister. We still talk about it to this day. It was so traumatic to me that cinema and vinyl soundtracks and all that. It was so visceral. It was so that it became an escape from the
Yes.
horrible stuff that
Yeah,
I
it seems
was.
like the church and all that shit just pushed you
Yeah,
more towards it.
exactly. And so I wanted to. I put it, the best way I could say it is that I was so miserable in that world of religion that I was willing to put up whatever punishment they would throw at me as long as I could keep going back, and I did over and over and over, and I never stopped. And I would go, and even after my father ripped up all those posters,
Stop saying that.
I swear to God, I became
So rough.
friends with so many. Well, now we're going into the 80s, so I don't mean to jump around too much, but once the 80s came around in video stores, I mean, I made friends with a lot of my best friends worked at video stores back in the day.
Nice.
And I would get like rolls and rolls of movie posters, and
Yeah, same here. I don't know what
yeah,
happened to him.
so they would all go up on my walls, and it was just so I found a way to carve a really cool childhood out of what could have been a really dark, because
Yeah.
my some of my other cousins, they were also subject to the same religious cult, didn't get out so lucky, yeah, it wasn't pretty, and it's and it robbed me of my cousins. I grew up with my cousins. They were like family to me. We'd spend every summer either at their place, their ranch or in Laredo, or at our place in Houston, Denver Harbor, and church robbed us of. I remember my cousins were so cool. I mean, they introduced me to a new whole other wave of horror. They like Barnabas from Dark Shadows. They introduced me to that when I was very young. So they introduced me to Carrie, one of my all-time favorite movies. They introduced me to, and so they were the coolest cousins. I mean, I couldn't ask for any. And then the cult got a hold of them, and yeah, and I remember the year that the Kiss dolls came out from Mego.
Migo, yes.
I mean, I dropped a gazillion hints. No, not forget hints. I was in everybody's face how much I wanted these, because up until then, my parents were ignorant about what a lot of these dolls or whatever were, so they weren't really.
Action figures.
And yeah, and so then, well, no, the Megos were actual dolls. I don't even remember but they
I
were like a
know.
good throw.
Just go with me.
So-
The
so, but-
Migo
but they-
action figures. They just look like
But I
dolls.
really wanted them so bad. So, and I remember, we would do one big shopping trip for Christmas. We would do it the first weekend of December usually. So anyway, so those Mego Kiss dolls came out, and I was begging everybody that I knew that I wanted these. By that point, this religious cult had infiltrated my family. So I remember vividly we're going down the aisle, and I saw these Mego dolls, and they were like the holy grail to me. I was like, my heart would skip a beat just looking at them. I wanted them that bad. And I just remember my cousin, my mom was like, oh, he's been wanting these for a long. So she was literally starting to put them in the basket. And my cousin was like, no, you know what? It's all devil music. The guy like has blood coming out of his mouth, and he has demonic wings, and that's when it all kind of went downhill from there. So,
Motherfucker.
yeah, so it was. So I didn't have a really good opinion of religion at all.
You got
Yeah.
fucked up there, man.
Yeah. So it
Those
was
were
my
worth a lot of
escape.
money too.
Mhm,
But there was, for some reason, I don't know where. I probably started from Pentecostal cults, but they said KISS stood for Knights in Satan's Service. And
Mhm.
if you watch their KISS, what was that? What was that movie at the
Oh, Kiss Meets the Phantom.
KISS Meets the Phantom? If anybody saw that movie, they would know that your kids are perfectly fine and safe.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you,
There's bits and pieces of it on YouTube.
just because you mentioned this, okay, this is how petty this fucking religious cult was. So the night that Kiss Meets the Phantom was going to premiere, I was so excited. I mean, I couldn't contain my excitement. Well, when you're in a cult, they don't like you to be too excited about anything else other than what they're into. So it became a really like it almost became a physical thing where I wanted to stay home, but because they knew I wanted to watch it so bad, and because it was supposedly this demonic thing that was infiltrating kids and getting them into whatever, um, they literally like they dragged me to church that night, and I missed the whole thing.
Motherfucker.
Oh,
Of
man.
course, now years later, I look back on it and I was like, okay, I didn't really miss anything. But as a kid, I mean,
That was
yeah. But
I remember wanted to watch Xanadu with Olivia Newton-John, but my mom said, no, we're going
Yeah.
out to the Geppettos and have
Yeah.
dinner or something. And I never
You
saw it.
wanted
by
to
the
watch
way.
Xanadu.
Shut up. I
Oh,
don't know. Something with Olivia Newton-John. She was fucking hot back in the day. And
I don't ever want to hear anything you making fun of me about Mac and me.
yeah, that's Jim Beam talking there, Jamie. But
Let me explain to you. I have nothing
yeah.
wrong. Whatever
Yeah,
people
there's
like,
no sex symbols in Mac and me.
I absolutely love, and you love Xanadu. I will honor and appreciate that. But you can no longer make fun of me for loving Mac and me. You need to do a Mac and me piece.
You've
Well,
seen Mac and me. I've not seen Xanadu. So
I've done
shut it.
three Xanadu
What?
pieces, and they've all sold. So if that tells you anything.
Yeah, but what about
Mac-
Mac and me? Have you done any Mac?
No,
You
I've
shut
never
up.
done Mac
I
and
own
me.
3
And nor
pieces
should-
of Xanadu
you should never
pieces,
do one.
Jamie. What Brian said. I'm sorry.
And,
I cut you.
Mike has all your Xanadu pieces. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Well,
Xanadu. I don't.
Oh,
That's all I know. That's all I know.
I love a lot of your work, but there's one in particular that I love the most, and it's this one.
Oh yeah, that's a great piece.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hello,
Okay, right
Mary
now for our
Lou.
listeners,
Yeah.
there's a
Prom Night
picture
2.
of Hello Mary Lou Prom Night 2 and the actress that played Mary Lou.
Lisa, she's stunning. I mean,
Yeah, not too shabby.
that was back in the 80s, and she is just a stunningly beautiful woman still, and
Yeah,
as sweet
not
as
too
she could
shabby.
be. Yeah, that was one of those experiences that I'll never forget.
Cool.
But thank you. I appreciate that, Brian. I love that piece too. So thank you.
Yeah, I saw. Man, there was some Prom Night 2 memorabilia in Burbank. All right, folks. For those that aren't local, there was a wonderful store. It had many iterations. Well, not. It had a few iterations in Hollywood book and poster store. It was on Hollywood Boulevard. It was not too far. It was on the same street as the Egyptian Theater. They sold posters,
Love that place.
vinyls, laser discs, figures. Unfortunately, they closed
their
on
whole
Hollywood.
inventory.
They moved to another location in Burbank in a building that also was blast from the past. They closed down. They moved across the street. Finally opened this year. Took them a few months. And unfortunately, the owner just died this past week.
Yeah, I
And the
saw
store is
that.
not going to be there any longer. It's a day-by-day operation.
Oh,
He did not have a will, folks. So if you're 50 or older, unfortunately, write a will. His sister doesn't want any of that stuff, and these stores are very hard to come by. It's got
what are they
wonderful
gonna-
physical media. The stuff's either going to be donated to like Goodwill or
Oh, wow.
it's
Oh,
going to go
man.
away. We
So
don't have many
Find the
stores like this.
goodwill that it's going to, Mike.
So,
And I
well,
have to find the Goodwill that it's going to, even though
Mike,
it's 2 blocks away from one.
are they like? Because I know you have credit there. Are they wheeling and dealing their merch?
It is now cash only. I went yesterday and depleted my credit. I was waiting. I was holding out for either a Revenge of the Jedi poster or a Halloween original poster. But I did not get that. He just died in his sleep just this week,
man.
and
I
it's
saw
very
that.
sad.
So,
It was the only store like its kind left, and it's unfortunate. So if you have one in your town, Mark, let us know if you have one in Houston. But it's DVDs, VHS beta, vinyl books, 35 millimeter prints and
No,
trailers.
no place comes to mind in Houston, but I do know quite a few places in Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas, believe it or not, that have those My favorite place that I got some really cool stuff at was Half Price Books.
Mm,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they
I
had
missed that
one.
place. They had some here.
Yeah. They had, and so our one, the one that we had, were local to that closed down a couple of years back, but that was my go-to place for all that.
All right.
Scored some really cool laser discs there.
Yeah, folks,
Yeah.
do your best to support these places. James, I never knew his last name. He was a nice guy. Rest in peace. He was at horror conventions. He would, they would only sell T-shirts at horror conventions, and they had some at the store. It's still on it's on Magnolia Boulevard. They're day to day right now. And
Do they have like an end date, like of when they're?
It's day by day. So
It's just
that's
whenever.
why I just got what I could.
Darn.
I got a couple of posters here and what I
Gotta go in and check out for that Ed Wood print, and then that one
Yeah.
Lost Boys poster. I thought that was really
that
cool.
Lost Boys poster was still there yesterday, signed by the writer. So we'll have to contact him ourselves at this point, which means me, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's a shame. So,
great
folks,
name.
this material is going to disappear. You may be lucky if you're in some rural area at whatever a second hand store, but it sucks. It's a huge loss to the film horror it covered all genres, so I picked up whatever I could, but it sucks. It's gone. It's like that. It's gonna go away.
Between that and Dark Delicacies, it's been a pretty somber few months.
It
you know?
has that Dark Delicacies. We lost April. We didn't. They retired. That was April 4th or 5th, and
Mhm.
Well,
this
they're also
store
selling
opened in
online.
March.
They're
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
they're selling online, which is really
Okay,
cool.
yes,
Actually,
that's true.
I picked up a signed Silent Night, Deadly Night soundtrack.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Going- yeah.
I was super excited. They only had one because unfortunately the composer passed away about I think 3 or 4 years ago.
Well,
So
that is sad. Unfortunately, I'm Generation X, like Mark, and right now, yeah, we're seeing our idols and our parents and aunts and uncles. We're losing them, and the next stage is our friends and us, our friends, cousins, and us. So, folks, yeah, those elders, you see them at the cons. Fucking get that.
Mike
shit
is just
signed.
trying to get you to buy him a beer. That's what he's saying.
And
Because
if you
he's
see
gonna,
me, you buy me a beer.
he's gonna be like,
and-
I'm an
Always looking
elder.
for beer.
I'm an elder.
And-
Buy me a beer.
And if you see Jamie or Brian, buy them a beer. If you see Mark, buy some of his art.
Absolutely.
Mark's going to be
Like
here
this
a
one.
while, but again, it's unique. Oh,
Heck
that!
yeah.
Oh, I love that piece,
That
Mark.
is beautiful.
Mark
Thank you.
accidentally left that baby behind, and
Did I?
yes, you did. It's in the
Oh,
bathroom.
okay. Oh,
Wait,
wow. Okay.
Mike, I'm
And it's-
surprised that you
That
actually
one's
even
so
mentioned
fucking
that.
good. I love
This
that
is
one.
that is amazing. I'm stealing
Yeah,
that from Mike's house.
What we're
Thank
looking at
you.
is a house, the House One art piece, and it's got George Wendt on there, Harry Manfredini,
R.I.P.
Mhm.
Fred Decker, and one other person. Be careful where you leave these. I have those in the bathroom, and it gets a little
Mm.
humid in there. Well, that's where Mark put it. Actually, Mark put it in the bathroom. I left it alone.
God, I didn't remember. It's crazy.
He did. Oh, there's a Munsters piece.
Munsters.
The
Mhm.
original Marilyn
You know
Munster. I don't
what
remember
I
her name.
want to see, and I have yet to see. I don't think so. Like at
Mac and me. Fuck you. Nope. Do not
Fuck
make a
off.
Mac and me art piece, Mark. Do
Hey,
not.
I made Howard the Duck, so I think I can make Mac and Me.
Oh, you take that back. You take that back. Take that back. Take it back. Take it back.
calm down, Mike.
Hey, Howard the Duck at least had Leah Thompson in it. Wow. Hello. How you doing?
Witchboard. Have you done a witchboard?
Oh
Mike?
yeah. As a matter of fact, Kevin Tenney, the director, he has a whole line of it. Yeah, I know. I've done that before. It's a great piece. Yeah, I've done it in both sizes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Do you know what a
nice. That
great
didn't
piece
sound-
is as well, Mark?
Mm.
Me.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're a great piece. You're a great piece
Yeah.
of work.
And
You're-
and Brian in his in one of his pink singlets. I don't know,
Look,
man.
The Exorcist. Oh, that's really cool.
Folks, what we're looking at is a beautiful what size is this Exorcist piece that you did,
That
Mark?
that one is 6x14.
And what
That is beautiful.
what
Thank you.
what are the prices for your pieces? What sizes, what prices?
They range. I make like 5x7 and 6x6 smaller pieces, and those usually range uh, between $55 and $60, just depending on what. Now some are more expensive if they're signed or if they have like a collectible or whatever, but ballpark they're around 50, 55, $60 depending for the smaller ones. And then most of the other sizes, which are 8x10, 6x14, some 8x10s, those go for $110 or $100, somewhere around there. It kind of ranges. And then I have ones with the action figures in them that are about 8x10. Those are 120. And then I have the larger ones that light up. And those range anywhere from 150 to 250, just depending on, what's in them and how much work goes into them. And my prices do tend to fluctuate because, and I learned this from actually some other vendors, is that, I have started to price my work based on how much it costs me to put that show on, because some of these conventions have literally tripled in price since I started.
Yeah.
So
We've seen
yeah,
that on the autograph side, so I'm assuming
yeah, and
you
that
guys did it too.
How have the autographs affected the vendors?
that's horrible. It really, and you know what? Look, I tell everybody I love that. That's what my first love was. Is I love getting things signed, but we also got to matter too. I think it's great that somebody can make $60 an hour just signing their name, and I think it's wonderful that they're able to do that. But not all of us can do that. Like to take, for instance, one of my art pieces, just a small 5x7, can take me anywhere between 5 hours to a whole day, because I layer with paint and acrylics and whatnot, and so it's a process. And if I'm selling it for say $60, I have a very small profit on top of that. So it takes us a lot more work to get to that point. We have to work harder, and I'm happy to do it. It's just that now it's gotten to the point to where we're getting priced out. And we're all starting to feel it. It's one thing when you're dropping $30-$40 for an autograph, but when you're going to $80-$100, we it starts to affect us. So to answer your question, but at the same time, I will gladly pay Linda Blair for autograph, because she's an animal rescue and I'm an animal rescue. We're in friend,
Tammy, Arlo.
we're kind of friends. Me and Linda, we've known each other for a long time, and she, believe it or not, she was the very first person that signed the very first piece that I ever had signed at a convention. She signed it, and boy,
shit.
was I under. Yeah, it was for Savage Streets. I still have it, but I don't have it.
Is
Yeah, it
that
was for
one of the
Savage Streets.
pieces that she doesn't like to sign anymore?
No. That's well, from what she told me, Chained Heat. She didn't like Chained Heat. Yeah, that's what she didn't like.
Was
Yeah.
that
It's a
Sybil Danning or whatever?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay,
Yeah.
oops.
Now, when I gave her Mike, because she signed a 3D art piece for me that I did for Chained Heat, not knowing, of course, and I brought a poster, because that's one of those movies that I would see at we had a dollar theater in our neighborhood. Yeah, and that's where I saw Halloween 3, and that's where I saw that movie, and so
Nice.
I have a lot of great memories of that. So, but I took it to her to get signed, and but she told me I hate this. Like she was like, I hate this movie. She was very, and I said, well, Linda, I mean, I respect you. I don't want to upset you. You don't want to sign it. She's like, I'll do it for you, and so she signed it anyway.
So
but yeah, she doesn't like it.
That's a mark of how awesome Mark is, because if I brought her a piece of Chained Heat, she would not sign it. But she loves Mark, and I love Mark, so I will have to.
But
go
in
through
my own,
Mark to get my Chained Heat shit signed.
But in my own defense, we talk very little. When I talk to Linda, we talk very, if not any, about movies. We always talk about animal rescue and how we can better this world, and so we connect on a different level than just her films.
That's
So
very cool.
That is
I do.
awesome. I love
Unfortunately,
that.
right now I don't have the name of her animal rescue site up. But Jamie,
Linda, no, it's called Linda Blair World Heart Foundation.
that's very
And
nice.
yeah, and
Very
so
nice.
she is the most selfless person that I mean, she literally does these conventions. All the money she makes goes straight towards her rescue. Um, and I have spoken to her before because a lot of people say that she's not
we-
kind sometimes, but
Uh,
And
Mark,
I
I
we
heard that a
lost
lot in Texas.
oh sorry.
sorry, we lost you there for a second.
Okay, it's okay.
uh,
Is that better? Or
Yes, yes.
So what was the last thing I said? I'm sorry.
That she's not kind.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, so there's some people that say she's not
She
kind,
could
but
be-
right, yeah, and I understand it too because and I won't go into it too much, but when I first brought her my first piece of Savage Street, it didn't go as smoothly as I hoped it would, but now I understand. So what I'm trying to say is that like she when you're in this kind of animal rescue like she is, you're constantly dealing with animals that have been neglected, abused, abandoned. You see death on a regular. You see so much sadness, and she cares about every animal she rescues, and so. When I see her sometimes, I could see the panic in her eyes. She tells me that I need to make money because these dogs are gonna die and they need surgery and I need it. And so it's just trauma, and I always tell people, if you go and talk to her, just ask her about her foundation and whatever, and then maybe lead into the movies, because that's where her passion lies, is in her dog rescue and well, actually animal rescues cats too. But just a little plug for Linda because she really, of every celebrity that I've ever met ever, she is one person that I could honestly say that I admire 110%. She's got my respect 110%. So
that's cool.
Mhm.
Jamie is very passionate about that as well. Mark, one more time. What's Linda's animal rescue site?
Linda Blair World Heart Foundation.
Linda
And
Blair World Heart
mhm.
Foundation.
And she sells a lot of really cool affordable, in my opinion, like signed memorabilia that goes right towards her animal rescue. So you guys should check it out sometime. If you can't, not everybody can make it to the conventions to meet her. So if you want, like, she'll even personalize it for you. So it's really something that I always try to plug more than anything else is her because she's just an amazing person. And having been an apartment manager for as long as I was in Hollywood, I would see abandoned pets and I would see the sadness that creates. And so
Great.
anybody that dedicates some of their time to that, has my respect. And
Cool. And that's
Yeah.
that's one of the things I respect about our own Jamie Kuhn, at Jamie Kuhn Music. Jamie also help animals. So what's the site,
oh,
Jamie?
nice.
A local site for you.
Yeah, it's arlo.com.
Mm.
That's
arlorescue.com.
what does that stand for?
Animal Rescue League of Okima.
Okima, where Jamie's originates.
That's from my little hometown, and it's like I completely understand. It's and right now in the time that we're living, it's like a lot of people are going through hard stuff, but animals, it's what I mean. It's the donations just go down.
And there's such
now.
there's such a homeless animal population. So I just try to do what I can. I try to do my part. And so but getting back to Linda, so she's one of those people that I can honestly say that I've been very disappointed, unfortunately, with they say don't meet your heroes, but initially I was disappointed when I met her, but now I couldn't have more respect for her and admiration for her. So
And I also appreciate being one of those exceptions when you met me, and you're welcome. But yeah, please do what you can to help animals. If it's just you can put off buying the latest NECA Ultimate figure just for a couple of weeks or a paycheck or two.
And even if you can't, because when I was a park manager, and I would when I would see a homeless cat or somebody an animal that had been abandoned, I would make like a small drive. Anybody of the attendants that wanted to donate, but 9 out of 10 times, I would. Like I remember vividly somebody once abandoned a gerbil. It was in the trash can. They just left it there.
Oh,
And
no.
I took it out and it was the sweetest, gerbil, and I just could not. So I went out, back then, before COVID, Walmart and others were open 24 hours. So I went out and got a little cage for him. And I, this is before cell phones. So I would look up, and so there was a gerbil rescue. It was all the way out of Santa Clarita, but so I drove on a Saturday night to Santa Clarita, and this woman had this incredible rescue for, well, not only gerbils, hamsters, and you could tell she really loved what she did. But I always tell people, you know what, even if I know the economy's bad, not everybody can afford to adopt or even donate, but as long as you do something, you can drive an injured animal, you can show up to there's an animal shelter near me where they take volunteers to just go in there and play with dogs and cats, keep them company.
Oh, well, so Jamie's going to be leaving the podcast just to go play with those dogs and kitty cats, and luckily Brian's not nowhere close, because I know he would do the same, and I would too. But folks, we're horror fans, and of all the genres, we're the scariest looking, but we're also the nicest. So please do what you can to help those little poor helpless animals. Don't be Don't be what people think about us. Just be what we are. And we are kind. We're just scary looking, but we know how to love, and just do some good. Now, the movies we watch, horrible things happen, but it's a healthy outlet. What we do is we watch movies where terrible things happen. We watch for the blood, the gore, the experience, but obviously we would never want that shit to happen in real life. Do what you can to help.
But thank you. I appreciate that. But I was going to say is that, going through all these experiences in life, like I said, I was a park manager. I found 4 people dead in their apartments during my whole almost 20-year run.
Okay, Mark, you don't have to brag.
No,
this is not what this podcast is about.
It was honestly, all kidding. It was really traumatic.
Rough.
Yeah, it was traumatic, and so, but even literally before I became manager, I had 2 people that died in my building, and so all that trauma, and not only on top of the stuff that I went through, growing up with the Pentecostal cult stuff, and one thing I realized, years of therapy and all that, is that I realized that one of the reasons why I think a lot of people like horror movies is that ultimately it really is a fight between good and evil and right and wrong. And like I remember in Halloween 2 and in Friday the 13th Part 2 that I could relate to Amy Steele's character about something trying to kill you or destroy you. And so, speaking to a lot of my friends through the years, a lot of them have heard the same thing from Shrink. So I think it has some credence that it is our way, I think, of dealing with trauma and getting away from the real world, the real horrors of the world.
It's an escape, Mark. Horror is an escape. While comedy is always my first love, horror is a fun escape. And it's great with the community. Go to the movie theater and watch a horror movie, especially if it's a repertory theater. That's a second run theater. That means a movie that came out years ago, and a classic, if you will, and just enjoy the experience. And I said, Brian, fuck you. But if you go to a con, get the older folks if you want their autograph, or just you want to talk to them. Just do it, because we're dropping like flies right now.
Well, I mean, that's just life in general, because you just don't know when anyone.
It's also life in general.
young folks, older folks. It's just
I'm not even kidding you. Of the 4 people that died, 3 of them didn't even make it to 40. So I can tell you right now. Yeah, I can tell you right now that you when you least expect it. So I tell everybody, do it. If it scares you, which I had to fight through a lot of my fears and insecurities to even start my art and get it out there, but do it. No one's guaranteed tomorrow. So
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm so thankful that you're sharing your art with us. Where are we going to see you next? I know we got Midsummer Scream coming up, but what other conventions do you have lined up for anybody?
Well,
that's not in
I'm
California?
doing the Houston Horror Film Festival, which is a
Nice.
huge convention.
Gotta
That's a
check that
really
one out.
fun one. Yeah,
I'd
that's a
love to
really
see
good
that.
one. That one's local to Houston, and that one's happening August 8th, 9th, and 10th. And then the following weekend, I'll be at Midsummer Scream in Long Beach.
Woo!
Yeah,
Yay.
and then after that will be Son of Monster Palooza. I think sometime in October. I don't know the exact date yet.
It's the
Yes.
11th.
And that'll be the end. That'll be for the rest of the year. That'll be it. And then I shift more towards online starting in November.
What's the website they could find you, or how can they find you online?
Well, I have Instagram and Facebook is where you can see a lot of my work, and that's Disco Bloodbath Art, just like the way it sounds. And Etsy is where I usually sell when I sell, once or twice a year, and that is Disco Bloodbath Studio,
Okay,
and
folks,
that's for Etsy.
his work goes fast, so just follow him at Disco Bloodbath Art. And yeah, once he puts that shit out there, just fucking grab it, folks. It's awesome work. It's from a great
Thank you.
guy.
Thank you.
It's from a good guy. And oh wow,
Amazing
look
artists.
at that. And he's got some signed stuff. It's all unique, folks. So if you want
Thank
something
you.
that nobody else wants, follow this motherfucker and display this shit because it's gonna look cool and you're going to look cool. Even Brian would look cool displaying some of this stuff. at this
Thank you.
place,
I
and that's hard to
appreciate that.
do. That is hard to do. Brian, the director. If oh my god, this would help him look better than he is.
It's I need a conversation piece. So I might have
Brian
to
needs a conversation piece that, with aside from oh my god, you're so ew. So same goes for me, but I'm pointing out Brian to avert the attention, and Brian's playing. So you know I'm right.
Mike's cut off music.
Yes,
Yeah.
Disco Bloodbath Art. Folks.
Yep.
Mark Chavez, a fucking fantastic artist and a hell of a good human being, just like at Jamie Kuhn Music and well, and Brian direct. Brian,
you could have just said it on the second one. That was fine. That was good.
Yeah. Brian, the director. Brian, by the way. He has directed some horror movies. He has written and directed some horror movies. So just check him out. He'll post from time to time just to remind you some of the work he's done. Check that out as well.
Occasionally.
Will do.
Occasionally.
Before we head out on this episode, I just want to give a big shout out to La La Land Records. I ordered a Friday the 13th Jason Lives soundtrack, and it was supposed to have been signed by Harry Manfredini, and they sent it to me, and it was not signed. And they actually sent the booklet to me today. I reached out to them, and they were like, "Hey, sorry about that," and they sent me my signed booklet. So I'm very excited about that. I'm very happy that they did honor that because I know that their signed stuff is limited. But I did sign up at the time that they said autograph pieces available.
Nice.
So I'm super excited about that. I just wanted to say, check them out too, because they're always releasing cool stuff.
And check out
Never
Google.
signed.
Oh, sorry, Jamie. Check out Killer Fitness. They are the people that took over the same spot.
Oh yeah,
that
Dark Delicacies.
Dark
Yeah.
Delicacies was at,
Mhm.
and I know I'm attending a thing this Sunday or this past or one of these many past Sundays. If you're listening to this in the future, but they have they're going to have.
Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Robert Brian Wilson, Silent Night, Deadly Night. They're going to have people there. Harry Manfredini
Words are hard.
signed there many times for Dark Delicacies.
I may try to give you my figure because
you should do that. Follow them.
Yes.
And,
I
of
need to
course,
get that figure
Jamie.
signed.
Yes, you do. They will also be at CreepyCon or Creep IE if you want to say it correctly. But CreepyCon, it's CreepyCon.
It's creepy con.
CreepyCon.
I love that convention, by the way.
It's
I
a
wish
great
I could
convention.
do it.
That's in
Yeah.
Ontario, California.
Yeah.
No, Mike, I need you to shut up because I have a real question for him now. Mark, what's different between Texas Friday Weekend and Houston? Because I've heard back and forth that like
Yeah.
it's like the new Texas Friday. Curious.
Well, they're both great, but it's all about, I think, the way it's presented. And I was there from the beginning at Houston Horror Film Festival. I've only been doing Texas Frightmare for the last 2 years. So,
wow.
but
you only know the convention center. You don't know the old
yeah,
yeah.
but personally, for me, I love the Houston show because it's in the hotel. They have movies running that you could, because they also it's a horror film festival, so they have movies running. You can watch movies up until like 2-3 in the morning. There's
Nice.
so much to do there, and it's just they always have really cool eclectic mix of guests. So it's one of my favorite conventions. It's a matter of fact, because just circling back to the conventions, next year, unfortunately, I'm really going to have to dial it down with the conventions because I just can't travel that much. It's just too much for me. So I'm going to probably narrow it down to 4, only 4 a year. But that definitely is going to be one of them because that's how much I like it.
Nice.
Nice.
Cool.
Very cool.
Cool.
Very cool.
Once again, what's your handle on Instagram or Facebook or what have you, or Etsy?
Disco Bloodbath Art.
Cool. Brian, the director, Jamie Kuhn music, Mike _the Bagman or That Mike Show. Brian, write and make some more movies, you bastard.
Someday.
Yes. And if
The
you're
world's
in
not ready.
if you're in the Los Angeles area, follow Jamie Kuhn. And man, go listen to her sing live.
I did. Oh my gosh, you have a great voice. I have to say,
thank
I've been, I get a little nervous before these interviews. That's one thing I wanted to say. So I'm glad you brought it up. Yeah, you got an amazing voice, and I'm a fan. So
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And
Thank you. I
special
appreciate
shout out
that.
to Shan the Can for helping that happen. And hello, Fonzo13, by the way. You missed a great show. And Savage Scott, you also missed a great show. Vinyl Steve, being in Bulgaria is not an excuse to miss the show, but whatever. Whatever.
Next time.
hi,
Next
Scott.
time.
Hi, Alfonso. I miss you guys.
And
We'll definitely be back out doing more stuff. It's been a bit since I've been doing live stuff. So, now we're getting back into it, releasing new content, new music. So I'm super excited.
Jamie, we'd be remiss if we didn't, shout out our favorite YouTuber of all time.
Scott on tape.
got
Wrong.
on tape.
Hollywood George. Hollywood.
Scott on tape is my favorite YouTuber. The second one is
Ugh.
Hollywood George.
That's right.
Yes.
Oh boy.
I am
We
not
love them.
related to that mother. I'm not really
Yep, you are his
related to
daddy.
him in
That's
any
all right.
way whatsoever. But yay, hello. So there.
We have some great YouTubers that everybody needs to check out.
Yes.
Yeah, Scott on tape. Always.
Fonzo 13,
Fonzo 13,
Scott on
Horror-
tape, and
Horror Green
and
Book,
Horror Green Book.
and
Of
As
course,
Seen by
Sean
Dave.
Clark. God, I love that guy. Oh, man.
So, yeah, it's awesome. We got a lot of.
So, folks, if you're in the Los Angeles area in August, early to mid August, check out Midsummer Scream. You will probably see Jamie and myself there, but you will also see.
We're going on Friday night. Woo!
We're going on Friday night.
Mhm.
Disco Bloodbath Art, and you're going to see some amazing art pieces that nobody
Absolutely.
else has. So, any
Thank you.
piece you buy, nobody else has that. So, you're going to be an even cooler motherfucker if you own that. So check it out. Check out his Etsy place, his page. Just follow him, and you'll see some of his work.
Yeah,
And
you'll
I'm
be.
sure I've even displayed some of mine on.
Yeah,
on
I've stalked your
that
page,
Mike
your
show.
Instagram page, so
So
seeing all your
yes.
stuff. I'm like, oh my god, I love this. I love this.
I appreciate the support, you guys, very much. Just so you know, it means a lot.
Well, it
Really.
also helps that we threaten your life. So
Yeah.
you just keep that in mind. We're serious.
Oh,
Well,
you know,
yes, we are demented forever, I guess.
We are
Yeah.
demented forever, and we
We are.
encourage you to stay demented.
Absolutely.
But
I agree.
thank you folks for listening to this episode, and tune in hopefully next week. And these episodes are uploaded weekly. Thank you, Brian. And
Thank you, Brian. Thank you,
Thank you,
follow us
Brian.
on social media platforms. We're on everything. And yeah, until next time, my friends, just stay demented.
Fuck you, Brian.
Bye.
Mike, I hope you children, Jimmy. Okay.
Thank you, Disco Bloodbath.
Rude.
Are you okay? I nailed one of them downstairs with a bow and arrow. All right, Sambo. We trashed the one that looks like Twisted Sister. Totally annihilated his night-stalking ass. Well, then knock out the little. Knock. Death to all vampires. Maximum body count. They're awesome monster bashers. The meanest. The baddest.
Holy shit! It's the attack of Eddie Munster!
Get him! Please stop! Get away from him! You just stay away from him! He's just a little boy.